Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm a coach and a channel, and welcome to Guided by Spirit. This is a weekly series where I take you through a guided meditation and somatic experience channeled through me by Spirit. And this is an opportunity for you to get quiet and tune into your own wisdom, your own inner knowing, and allow the deepest parts of you to be revealed through awareness, through insight, through perspective and anything else that might be there ready to be realized from within you, and in a way for you to have the experience for you and you alone. There is so much insight and wisdom that lies deep inside of us. And oftentimes we don't take the time to be with it, to be present, to truly explore it, and to reveal what's there. And so we go through life feeling lost or confused or having all of these questions and filled with so much uncertainty. And the reason why we feel that way is because we don't take the time to tune in to fully understand what it is that we're feeling and what it is that we're wanting and what it is that we're afraid of too. And so this is an opportunity to get you used to doing that, to feeling empowered inside of the knowing that you have access to all of the answers that you're looking for, all of the awareness that you need. You just have to be willing to sit with it and navigate it. And sometimes it's easier to be guided through that process than understanding how to do it alone. So this is an opportunity for spirit to lead you through that. And today we're really going to navigate the concept of feeling like you have everything that you could have ever wanted, that you've created the life that you set out to, and that you have everything that you need, and yet still feeling unhappy, feeling a deep seated dissatisfaction or frustration or longing for something more, and not knowing why and not knowing what to do about that because you did everything you were told to do. You checked all the boxes, you did all the things, but why does it still not feel like it's enough? Why is there still a part of you that's searching for something more? So, we're going to figure out why and what to do about that. So, the way this works is I'm going to give you an opportunity to get comfortable. I'm going to give you some space and some time to find a quiet space to sit or to lie down and to block out any distractions or any ambient noise and get really comfortable to be guided on this experience and wherever it leads you. And you're welcome to grab a pen and a piece of paper or have your notepad open on your phone to take some time to jot down notes at the end of this if that's something that feels like it's needed, because sometimes the experience afterwards slips through our fingers and it's difficult to grasp onto what it is that we realized because it's channeled. And so if you take a moment to jot that stuff down, then you can always come back to it and not worry about forgetting it. So before we start, I'm going to take a moment and tune in with spirit, see if there's anything they want to share, and then we'll get started. Hi, Arnie. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you here. It always puts a smile on my face when I see you popping into the chat. So thank you for letting me know that you're here. Okay, so give me a sec. I'm going to see if Spirit would like to share anything with us, with Arnie, and we'll get started. They just want to remind you to go slow with this, to take your time with this, because there might be some realizations here that you didn't expect, that you didn't see coming, and that are going to be important for you to take the time to sit with and to fully integrate and to explore on your own time. And this is just going to be an introduction to some of these things that they're going to advise you to come back to as often as you like, or taking as much time as you need before coming back to it, because there's going to be layers here to explore. And some of what you have been searching for or calling in are going to be discovered inside of that exploration. And they're saying ultimately that is the fun part. That is the fun part, is the opportunity of exploration, of being able to uncover these different layers of who you are and awaken to what's truly there, what's truly desired, because you can't create possibility from a place of not having the recognition that that desire for that possibility exists. And so uncovering the possibility for something more, even if it scares you, is exciting because you can't create something without the acknowledgement that it's desired. And so they want to guide you into all of the possibility that's available for you when you take the time to notice that it's there. Okay, so this is your opportunity to get quiet, to find a nice, comfortable space to sit or to lie down, and to allow the deepest inner parts of you to guide you towards what's being called forward through you. You can put on some music in the background if that's something that's going to help. You can dim the lights, anything that you need to feel comfortable and safe, fully surrendering to this experience. And they're saying that's ultimately what you're doing is you're surrendering to the truth that exists inside of you and you're welcoming it forward. And they're really excited for you to witness it and to witness what it reveals for you and what opportunities it offers you in doing so. All right. Just want you to close your eyes once you get comfortable and just allow your breath to come in and out through your nose and your mouth, just naturally, normally. And just listen to the sound of your breath. And just being here with the stillness that this moment offers you, and that you are allowing yourself to fully own and embrace, and how peaceful it can feel to surrender to the present moment. And allow the possibility of what this present moment may offer you to surface a little bit and feel the excitement that's there. What am I going to discover? What am I going to have the opportunity to bear witness to? What new avenues or pathways that I never anticipated may surface for me inside of this experience that are going to offer me new opportunities and possibilities that I didn't see before, that I couldn't see before because I was so narrowly focused on something else, on what's already hasn't worked or what I've already tried or what someone else has suggested or mirrored back to me. But my path, possibility that's available for me and me alone, is waiting to be acknowledged. And spirit, my spirit, the spirit that exists inside of you, is waiting to reveal that for you. And just feeling excitement around that, gratitude around that, and an openness to receiving that. Trusting that whatever is meant to come through you today will, and that you will figure out how to navigate it, and that you're not alone as you do so. And just feeling the truth of that statement, I'm not alone as I navigate this path, the path before me, regardless of where it leads me, regardless of what I choose inside of it, that I'm never alone inside of the path that I choose, the path that I walk, and where it guides me, and what it feels like to feel that truth, that there's energy here all around you, beaming down at you, surrounding you, comforting you, and desperately wanting to serve you in this moment in whatever way, shape, or form they can. And seeing the faces of who those energy beings may belong to. Faces of people that you might know, trust, and love deeply. And faces and names and energetic frequencies of beings that you may have never known and never will know in this conscious reality, but you feel them. You feel them. And they just are kind of allowing you to guide this experience by asking for what you want. Thinking about your life, thinking about all the things that you've experienced, and thinking about all the things that you've always wanted to live out that maybe haven't felt possible for you. And in this moment, claiming them, not being afraid to state, I want that. I don't care if it doesn't feel possible for me. The truth is, I want it. There's power inside of claiming what you want. Because when you're too afraid to own what it is that you want, you are telling the deepest parts of you that you don't, that you fear it, that you don't believe that that thing is available for you. And so without realizing it, you make choices that guide you in a direction away from it. Because on some level, you fear it. But what if you were to choose it despite the belief that you may not get it? What if you were to stand here in your full power and say, I don't care. I own the fact that this is what I want. And if you are truly here to support me inside of creating what I desire to experience, help me. Help me understand how to create this for me. And I'm willing to do what it takes to access it, to allow for it, and to experience it fully. And they want you to take a moment and just feel what that feels like in your body to claim it, to claim what you want with your full chest, to surrender to the truth inside of you and to say, F it, this is it. Maybe I feel silly, maybe I feel stupid, maybe I don't feel deserving, but I want it. And they want you to notice what that brings up inside of you. If there's a part of you that doubts, if there's a part of you that misbelieves, or if there's a part of you that fears the possibility that you could be wrong and that you could deserve what you want and that you may just get it too. And all of the mixed feelings that you have about owning this part of you that wants, this part of you that craves, and this part of you that ever so gently holds it at bay. And they want you to recognize in this moment that that is what's needed to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you desire to go. Is this part of you that feels discomfort inside of fully claiming it? Because what would it mean to claim this thing that feels so distant, so big, so beyond your comprehension? It would mean that you are capable of perceiving it. And what about that feels a little bit undeserving? What about that feels a little bit silly? What about you do you feel in this moment hasn't quite figured out how to own it, believe in it, and master it? And what if that part of you is the very thing that we need to call forward today? the part of you that says, I don't know how. Do you need to know how? Or do you just need to know what? Where did this come from, this belief system that you have to know how to create a reality that you've never experienced before? If you really break it down, how would you know? The only reason that you would know is if you've done it before. And if you've never done it before, and you don't quite know anybody else who has either, in quite the same way that you want to, then how would you know? So is it true that you need to know how? Or is that simply what you're going to discover along the way? And that is what they want to remind you of and allow you to bear witness to, is that you've been so focused on the how that you haven't been willing to claim the what. What do I need to believe about who I am to understand that it's okay to want this thing? And allowing the how to come to me as I move swiftly forward. And maybe the how will become readily apparent to you when you're willing to go, to move, to do, and to open yourself up to whatever is available for you inside of accessing it. The how is not for you to need my love, they're saying. The how is for you to discover within you, because that is the journey that you seek, is the discovery of what you want and the building of your future to create it and to create you as you go. And that is the most important lesson that they want to leave you with, is the building of you in the how that's required. But the only way to fully create that version of you is to struggle through. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and continue forward. And so, what they want you to acknowledge today is the very thing that's been holding you back, is the need to understand the steps. When what's only and ever needed is the willingness to trust that the steps required will come to you when you are open to believing in you to see them there. So, is it the how that's needed, or is it simply the belief in you that is? And they want you to think back over the course of your life. How many times were there opportunities available for you that you didn't feel worthy of accepting? Perhaps you didn't know quite how to achieve them. Perhaps you didn't feel ready enough to go forward. Perhaps you didn't think that you had everything that was needed. Or perhaps there was an opportunity that you didn't fully meet in your own way, in your own perspective. And that created a way of perceiving you that has been lingering within you. And every time this little niggle inside of you is attempting to own something that's desired, that memory surfaces of what it felt like to fall short. And it feels safer to wait to know how than to move with conviction regardless. In this moment, They want you to allow the next steps to materialize in your mind's eye and give them space to fully be acknowledged. Spirit is working through you all the time. And the only thing that's needed is the space to receive the knowing of the next step. It might be an idea, it might be a visual, it might be a conversation, it might simply be a method through which you have decided to approach the next step. And they just want you to sit with whatever it is that comes through in terms of what the next step could look like if you were to be so bold as to trust that it was the right one for you. They want you to take a moment, receive that. If you're unsure, ask again and let that next step materialize. It doesn't have to feel clear. It just has to feel right. And sit with what it feels like to receive that, the knowing as well as the doubt, and the swing as you oscillate between the two. That swing is very familiar to you. And maybe that swing is something that you need to continue to experience before you are ready to no longer need the certainty, but simply the belief in you. And perhaps what you want most is available to you. You just have to feel ready to deal with that swing regardless. Because the swing may never go away. It is simply a reminder of the part of you that still feels a lack of faith in you. That's it. It is not a lack of connection with your loved ones on the other side. It is not a disbelief in your ability to create what you want. It is simply a part of you that isn't ready to fully own, trust, and believe in you in the way that you're hoping this future potential will allow you to. But my loves, the truth is, a future potential can't discard this doubt that's already here. It can simply amplify it and reflect it if it lives inside of you now. Therefore, whatever it is that you're claiming, whatever it is that you're chasing or describing and seeking, is simply going to be an exemplification of what's already here. And so perhaps what's needed first and foremost is to allow the doubt, allow the trust, and know that whatever it is that you're searching for will allow for that same trust too. Because whatever future potential you feel is available for you when you choose to allow yourself to believe in it, that version of you doesn't have disdain over this swing in the way you do. They accept it, they allow it, and they recognize that it's been there the whole time. They've simply learned how to manage it. They've learned how to accept it, and they've learned how to ride that wave as they move forward. And perhaps the life that you're still searching for is simply that, the allowance of what's here, the allowance of the swing between trust and doubt, and the acceptance that that's part of your journey and that it's going to follow you wherever you go, and that the peace, the happiness, and the fulfillment that you've been searching for is simply inside of the recognition of the doubt, of the disbelief, and the lack of faith that's still here, and the willingness to allow for it to be. Because belief in you doesn't mean certainty, doesn't mean that you need to know the next steps, have all of the right answers, and be free from the discomfort of your perceived lack. It simply means that you move boldly through life, trusting in your ability to navigate the way forward, feeling the support system around you, and having faith that regardless of where you are led, regardless of where your spirit guides you, doubt can be here too. Doubt is simply coming from an old part of you that needed to feel a moment of clarity. Oh, I don't have all the answers. Oh, sometimes things don't go my way. And that's okay, because the journey required that of you. And the journey requires this of you too. The ability to trust is the greatest lesson you will ever learn. To trust in you and believe in you requires that you doubt too. Loving what is doesn't mean that you give up on your dreams. Loving what is means that you embrace what was required in order to get there. And that's you. You are required to walk the path towards what it is that you seek. And loving you is how you're going to do that. You're going to do it by embracing the parts of you that doubt, the parts of you that chase, and the parts of you that disbelieve. Because loving you is the way that you're going to navigate through that, by embracing the swing and encouraging whatever it is that's calling you to continue to guide you through that. And when you create whatever it is that you envision on the other side of what it is that you are asking for, it'll feel that much more impactful, because you will know that you didn't know the how, but you discovered it along the way, despite the doubt, despite the fear, because you chose to believe in you regardless. Spirit is just stepping forward at this time. What do you guys want to do? They want to take a moment to assist you with opening up to feeling their presence and receiving their encouragement. If you would like their support, just let them know, yes, I'm open. And if in this moment you do not want their help, just let them know, I'm not ready at this time. And they're just coming in to help reinforce what's needed. So they are just coming down through your vessel and kind of tapping on your heart chakra and your solar plexus to remind you to open up to what's there, to not be afraid to feel the different parts of you, and to allow through you whatever it is that's needed. The doubt, the fear, the memories, the pain, and also the ability to embrace all of it. And they're just connecting your heart chakra all the way down to your solar plexus, all the way down to your sacral chakra, and all the way down to your root, because those three bottom chakras make up the essence of who you are inside of this world. And when you can feel empowered inside of you for the love that you feel for you, that is going to embolden you to move where you have hesitated in the past. Because the next step is all that's needed. And then step after that will materialize once you're ready to take it. And the peace that you've been seeking, the fulfillment that you have felt might be at arm's reach, simply comes down to your willingness to allow for what is, and the trust that what's next will bring more of what you allow. Love for you, peace within you, and trust and belief in you. They want you to take a moment to ask any questions that you might have of them. If there's any uncertainty inside of this experience today, if there's anything else that that you'd like to receive from them, that you're looking for, guidance, clarity, and support, take a moment and own those questions and ask them. And you might receive exactly what you need right now, or the answers might come to you slowly in the following days, weeks, or months when you take the opportunity to slow down, get present, and receive them. They want to remind you that they're here to support you, but you have to be willing to be honest with what you feel. And if what you feel is frustration, then voice it and allow them to guide you through it. This is simply an exercise of being honest and truthful, claiming what you want, stating how you feel, so that we can finally move forward towards what's been deeply calling to you. Faith, freedom, peace of mind, and anything else that you have felt out of reach inside of the life that you've created can only and ever be let in when you're willing to acknowledge that what's here is not 100% what you've been looking for, because you haven't been willing to claim what's needed, which is acceptance and the willingness to move boldly forward wherever the path guides you without needing to know the whole how just yet. And finally, they just want you to feel gratitude in this moment. And it's important to feel that in this moment, because gratitude is what allows for acceptance. And acceptance is what allows for honesty. And honesty is what allows for peace. And that is the line through that they're trying to guide you. Peace is available when you choose to be honest with how you feel and allow for what is, so that you can allow for what can be too. And trusting that all of the answers are available for you when you have the courage to be honest with what it is that you deeply desire. And in this moment, they want you to just come back down into your body, allowing your attention to come back to what's here. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and writing down exactly what it is that you claimed inside of this experience today. underlining it, circling it, and owning it as a reminder that this is what you want, this is what you claim, and this is what you are asking for help to create. And allowing your spirit to guide the next steps without knowing the full picture, but trusting that what's needed will materialize for you. Knowing the whole time that doubt will surface and truth is needed. Truth that there will be moments where you won't trust in you. You will lack faith in what you want, and you will feel doubtful on how to get it. And that is not a sign that you are blocked or unworthy. It is just a sign of your humanity and the memory of who you've had to be in order to achieve what was needed and what you're going to be required to allow for what's next. And they're just slowly fading. They're not going away. They're just giving you space to be inside of your own energy. They just want to thank you for allowing them to guide you through this little adventure of observation and perspective, and just to come back to the present moment with me when you're ready to, and to remind you that I'm here. If you're alive with me right now and you want to talk through anything that this brought up for you, that I'm here to support you. I'm here to be a guide for you and through you, and that you are not alone. If you feel complete with this experience, you're welcome to log off, and you're welcome to just take this and sit with it, let it integrate. And if you would like support, I'm here. Hi, Arnie. To keep being busy, to keep being my authentic self no matter what. Is that what you claimed today? That is so, so beautiful. I have only ever seen that from you. I've only ever felt that you show up from this place of authenticity. And I love that about you. It's also okay to ask for more than that. Just something I wanted to put forward for you, that it's okay to claim more. You're welcome. I think inside of this spiritual space, I think we sometimes feel challenged to ask for what we want when it feels frivolous. Like if what we want seems a little bit like selfish or self-centered or frivolous in some way, we hold back from asking for it because it doesn't feel right to want something so surface level. But it's about being truthful with what it is that you want, claiming what you want, and recognizing that you can have it. You can have whatever you want. And we put those constraints and parameters over what we feel comfortable fully claiming. But when you're alone with spirit, when you're alone with your own soul self, worrying about how what you want or asking for what you want is going to be perceived is simply a reflection of where you're not willing to claim it yet. And recognizing that. And that it's okay to want something materialistic. It's okay to want something that feels selfish or a little bit surface level. We are here to experience that, and recognizing where that's still wanted is okay and encouraged. They're saying there's nothing too big or too small. There is only your willingness to perceive it that way, which is just a reflection of your willingness to see what's within you and to allow for it to be there and to love the part of you that carries that want and that wants that want and is willing to pursue it and be led towards it. Arnie, being in that state lets me be open to more as I am a pure vessel. I just want unity so that we can elevate. I think we all want that, especially right now, looking at what's going on in the world. Man, do I want nothing other than togetherness and love and unity. And I think that on some level we already have that because so many of us are observing what's taking place all over the world and saying, I don't want that. I don't care about that. I want I want to love you and I want to feel love in return. And I think we are waking up on that level. Um, and they're just saying it's an important observation to make. I'm just I'm just repeating what they're saying, that sometimes we don't see the collective um, unification because we are so focused on the select few who aren't ready to own that desire yet. But the more contrast we perceive, the more we feel the desire for something else permeating through the collective, permeating through all of us. And ultimately, that is love. And that is a desire to feel that connection. And we are all wanting that. And we are all feeling that more and more. And although that's a beautiful thing to want and feel, it's okay to want and feel something selfishly too. And they can be mutually exclusive, like you can have and want both. And to recognize where both are wanted and to allow for your own spirit to shine a light on that so that you no longer feel shame in asking for what you want and believing in your ability to get it. True. Yeah. I love the pureness in your desire though. I think we all want it, Arnie. I do. And I'm hopeful. I don't I don't like to share predictions on the internet because I don't feel like it's helpful. I don't feel like it's needed. I feel a lot more called to encourage one another to feel what's true within ourselves rather than relying on a psychic making predictions. But I am hopeful based on what I feel is coming that we are we are going to figure it out. And um it might not take place in the way we want it to or how we anticipate it's going to, but on some level we're going to start to recognize what's really wanted and work towards creating a reality where it can be more easily accessed and allow for the destruction required in order to get there or to see it that way, is what they're saying. I think sometimes the contrast that we experience inside of this reality is what's needed to feel the availability of and the intensity of unity consciousness. Can you explain what that? They're saying the contrast that we're experiencing is unity consciousness. Unity consciousness is not love and light only. It is self-loathing, it is self-destruction, it is like vile attitudes, and it is the acceptance of all things. And so we are being asked to bear witness to the acceptance of all things inside of who we are by accepting what we feel and what we want and what we need, and allowing others to do the same, even if their wants and needs are different from our own. And that might look like giving a pass to what we perceive to be vile behavior, but it is a choice that we make, and it is um, simply what? A willingness to operate differently. Yeah, but okay, and I'm just gonna push back a little bit on what you're saying, because we can stand up for what we believe in and fight back against what we are observing, and also feel love inside of us. Like, I don't want to deny. I don't like spiritual bypassing is really what I'm getting with this. So what they're saying in response to that is, if if I'm just going to speak for myself. If I don't enjoy spiritual bypassing, meaning I don't like looking at what's going on in the world and not getting involved because it's not a neutral place to operate from, because unity consciousness is considered more neutral. I don't believe that. I want to get involved and I want to make a change that I perceive is going to make this world a better place. They're saying that's great. That just means that you're going to feel the contrast within you and accept that. Allow for that to be your experience. It is the acceptance and the allowance of the contrast, love, hate, joy, sadness, that is what they're asking for you to do in that case. So you're perceiving the contrast outside of you and accepting it, and you are feeling the contrast inside of you and accepting it. And ultimately, it is the acceptance of what's observed and what's felt that is what's needed in order to understand what unity consciousness is here to teach us, which is acceptance of all things. That's really beautiful. We are in 3D duality. Yeah. Yeah. That they're saying the 3D, like the duality that you're talking about, exists internally and externally inside of all of us. And we are simply observing that taking place. We are observing our felt duality, and we are feeling our felt duality inside of us, and we are observing how it is manifesting externally. But it is the lack of awareness of the requirement of that duality that some of us misjudge and feel is like not right, or that we're supposed to somehow like figure out how to get rid of. And they're saying you don't get rid of duality in order to access a more unified way of existing. You accept it. It is the deep-seated acceptance that they are trying to shine a light on is always the way through. And sometimes that can feel like giving people a pass, but you are not giving them a pass. You are allowing them to have their experience while you have a different one. Because you can't necessarily force someone into a path that they're not ready to take. And the same goes for you, which is what this experience was here to highlight. It's up to you to choose what you really want, like to claim it, to choose it. Do I want this? Am I ready to claim this? And if you're not, that's fine. But ultimately, it is the acceptance of the choosing or the acceptance of the not choosing that is the important distinction to make. It's a fascinating conversation. Arnie, you're always like the instigator of a lot of really cool conversations. I love it. This stuff makes me so excited. Yeah. Did this experience feel, complete to you? Like, do you feel like you got out of it what you needed, or was there something inside of it that you feel unclear about, Arnie? Is there anything else that I can serve you today? Or any, like, questions on your mind that I can chat with you about? Very peaceful. That was awesome. Cool. When I'm doing this, sometimes when it's over, I don't remember a lot of a lot of what I said, so I need to go back and be like, "What was that again? Like, what was that experience?" I don't fully remember it. But I feel like sometimes I can feel you as you're having the experience and sort of know what's going on for you. I know that sounds creepy. Um, but I can feel like, is there confusion there? Is there frustration there? Is there openness there? And that sort of guides the experience. And so I don't know if you know this, or anybody watching, I don't know if you know this, but these experiences are being guided by you in the experience that you're having. You're having the experience, and based on the experience that you're having, that guides the experience that you're having. They're doing it through, it's happening through you. I'm just the vehicle, like, that is saying the words, but you are the one channeling the experience that's taking place. I want you to know that. I want you to know that, and, like, own that. Well, we are all of the one, so makes sense. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that you would like to leave them with today? They're just, like, shining a light on this, like, very subtle, soft willingness to begin to perceive what we actually desire most, and to allow for those desires to be felt. And I think so many of us suppress what it is that we actually want, and we choose something a little bit more believable, or that doesn't evoke as much perceived lack instead, because it feels safer to pick something smaller than to own the big thing that we really want, that we don't feel safe claiming because we don't feel good enough for it, or capable enough for it, or we don't know the how in order to get it. And so if we don't know the how, we're like, okay, then I won't choose that. I'll choose this thing instead because it feels safer and easier, and I can sort of figure out the how. They're saying that's fine. You can do that. But we want to reflect back to you that this is happening, and it's okay to claim the big scary thing and allow for the steps to get there to be presented to you when you claim it. It's up to you to claim it. And then the how will come. And if you're struggling with that, then reaching out for support is the next step for you, they're saying. And this doesn't have to be me, it can be anybody in your life, a life coach, a therapist, counselor, someone that you trust that can help you navigate the swing between the desire for trust and the doubt that's loud. Because that is the only thing that is preventing the steps from being acknowledged. The steps are here, like, they're ready for you to see them and have clarity around, or the next step rather. But if you're not willing to allow the doubt to calm and subside a little bit, then you're never going to trust in it, that whatever that next step is. And the doubt is going to be there, but you have to be willing to feel it and to hold space for it and to not let it stop you. And so it's that process of that nervous system regulation of learning how to sit with that doubt, allowing it to scream at you and not startle you enough into submission. That is what's needed. And that is also how you're going to receive these intuitive knowings. Taking the time to calm your nervous system, open your, like they're saying, open your energy centers to receive the guidance that you've been searching for. But you have to be willing to get into a very centered, peaceful state of being in order to do that. And that is, they're saying that is the work. That is the work. And if you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to better articulate that or to walk you through that or to show you what it would look like if we were to work together on that. But it's a simple practice of somatic breath work and feeling into the part of you that is ready to be acknowledged, which is the doubt, and how to work with it. Cool. Thank you, Arnie, for joining me today inside of this live. I always love seeing you pop in here. Arnie, that is how it comes from me pretty much. Light codes, cards, arts, music, all channeled in meditative state. Yeah. Yeah. I I have started doing like almost everything in meditation. I know that sounds so weird, but anytime I have like a decision to make, I go into meditation and the answer just sort of like materializes there. And I that almost has become my fallback where if I'm not in meditation, I'm like, I don't, I, it's like a paralysis by analysis for me. And then it's like, okay, I need to clear my mind. I need to get into meditation. I need to just sit with it. And then once I'm in a calm state of being, the answer just kind of like surfaces slowly. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, that feels right. And I don't know if it is right, quote unquote, but I just choose to trust in it and know that if I made a mistake, I'll figure it out. It is the calm and the chaos, which is really hard when you're mentally in this place of anguish. It's really hard to choose calm, but it becomes a skilled practice. And there's this funny coach and comedian named Kyle Cease, who I always like to quote him. He has this analogy that he makes where it's like if you hold in your bowels for like 40 years and you just never go to the bathroom, then when you finally sit on the toilet and you just allow yourself to relax, there's going to be a giant mess. And the more often you allow yourself to go to the bathroom, like the less intense it's going to be because you're letting it come out regularly. And it's the same thing about feeling our feelings. When we lock ourselves up and we don't allow our true feelings to be felt and acknowledged and expressed, we get anxious and we develop coping mechanisms, which is just like a way of controlling our anxiety. And the anxiety is there because we're looping in our mind and we're not allowing ourselves to feel anything. So, taking time to regularly breathe, get into meditation, do some breath work, and allow ourselves to just like feel what's there, acknowledge what's desired, allow our doubt to surface and work with it gives us an opportunity to clear it so we're not in this state of constant overwhelm. And that just takes repetition and consistency and practice. And over time, the capacity that we have to hold both chaos and peace increases, and we don't feel as much overwhelm. Check out this movie if you have not seen it, Peaceful Warrior. Okay, will do. Is that sort of on this note? Is that something I can find on Netflix? or or a streaming service of the like, but I'll definitely check that out. Oh, Peaceful Warriors. Is this something about breath work, somatic work? Yep, spiritual, most likely. Yes. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I will. I will look into that. Thanks for the recommendation. And thank you, everyone who's live with me right now or who's going to be watching the replay. And a special thank you to Arnie for keeping me company in the chat. Always a pleasure. And I'm going to be back on Wednesday, and we're going to be exploring this topic a little bit more. This idea of feeling like you have worked really, really hard to do everything you were told to do, to create this life that you were told is going to be what you need to feel happy and fulfilled. And yet it doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like you are satisfied, or you're living this life and wondering, why do I still feel this strange longing for something more? And we're going to be exploring that in more detail on Wednesday, just keeping with the same theme and offering you a different opportunity to observe those feelings and come to your own conclusions about what's needed for you inside of them. Okay. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. And thank you to Arnie. I'll definitely check that out. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye. You're welcome. Bye, Arnie.